We are at Little Big Econ State Forest today, and we're getting ready to go and do a little bit of the Florida Trail. This is my first experience with the Florida Trail, and we're going to be doing some training because we are preparing for something very special on January 1st. So let's go hiking. This is the Little Big Econ State Forest on the Florida National Scenic Trail. So there is actually a kiosk right here before you go in, and this is what we are looking for right here. This is what we're going to be following for a long time, because the Florida Trail is actually 1,500 miles from the Florida Panhandle all the way down to South Florida. So this is very important to understand the signage, and it's also very important to be able to put your feet on this before you really start a hike like that, and you got to really train for this. So today, guess what we're doing? We're going to go train. We're also able to print a map online, so I really encourage doing that as well, and just make sure you cross your different resources to make sure that they match and to make sure that they are accurate. This is my first experience actually on this trail, and this is a special treat. So we're actually going to keep videoing all the way till we find the first signage for the Florida Trail. I came to a first sign on the trail, and this is a sign that I've seen on a couple trails in Florida already, and it's in case of emergency, and this gives the location, longitude and latitude of where you may be, and it also gives the rescuers an idea of where you're at from the number, so LE11. So keep that in mind when you're on these trails. If you see signage like that, that's usually a good indicator that it's a trail marker for safety as well as just getting your bearings straight. So we've got a junction right here. This is what we're looking for right here. This is the Florida Trail signage. Right behind me is my first contact with the Florida Trail signs, and I'm very excited because this is a goal of mine to be able to hike the through hike the entire 1,500 miles of the Florida Trail from the Panhandle down to South Florida. And right now I'm very excited because this is really my first time getting to see some of this signage. So we're actually going to be crossing this bridge right now, and we're going to see exactly what it feels like to be on the Florida Trail. Let's go ahead and cross our first bridge that is associated with the Florida Trail. It is beautiful. We are actually going over a stream and then getting right back onto that natural trail tread. There is a blaze marker here that is orange, and that is blaze orange. And even on the map, it says Florida National Scenic Trail is orange. So let's keep an eye out for those. So much cooler underneath of these trees and the cover of this canopy, because it is 100 degrees out here, friends, and it is hot. We continue to see these orange blazes in the tree right here. Oh my goodness, look at that view. Holy smokes, that's beautiful. One of my contacts at REI in Winter Park, Florida, has completed the whole Florida Trail, which is just a feat in itself. I really want to thank the Florida Trail Association, because this trail is maintained by volunteers in different chapters of the Florida Trail Association. I'm so excited. We are actually hiking on the Florida Trail right now. We are at the Little Big Econ Bar Street trailhead. We are about, let's say, 15-20 minutes into the Florida Trail, and it is just phenomenal. Meeting all my expectations, and it just feels so euphoric and happy just to be here, because it is one of my goals to hike the full 1,500 miles. It's just so great to be out here because, again, first experience on the Florida Trail, and I'm just so happy being in this green space. Every next trail that we find is going to be training for these long haul through hikes. I'm actually training with my 24-liter Stratos Osprey backpack. I've packed this thing to the hilt, and it's got a lot of space, a lot of pockets, and a lot of different configurations, so I can actually carry the gear that I need. I carry Saber Red Bear Spray. I also carry a SOG fixed blade knife. I also have my trusty Trekology trekking poles. These are my first trekking poles. I've used them in many different scenarios so far, and they have really not let me down. I also have my Tilly hat on. I would be in a world of trouble without this Tilly hat on. I'm very thankful for my Merrell Nova 4s. They're waterproof hiking shoes, and I have an option to wear gaiters with them as well, which I have in the beach treks that I've done. Also, I'm carrying water. I'm carrying rain jacket, carrying a totes poncho, and be able to cover the 24-liter Osprey Stratos with its own beautiful green rain cover. And of course, sunglasses, can't forget those. Got my Maui Jims on. We're coming to another boardwalk bridge, and we know that it is still the Florida Trail because we've got the markings on there. Let's go ahead and cross this bridge. This bridge is new. Beautiful wood, very sturdy. And then just as quick as we were on the bridge, and we're back on that sandy trail tread. So right now I'm at this junction here. If I go left, I'm gonna go towards the white trail, and I keep right, then I'm gonna stay on the Florida Trail. I can imagine how this will be for 1,500 miles. I feel at peace. I feel very comfortable. I've been doing a lot of trails to train for this day right here. So far, so good. I am very comfortable knowing that I'm gonna see another blaze orange marker that says, hey, I'm on the trail. My training days almost coming to a close. I made it back to my favorite little area. You can see behind me just this green space, and I'm gonna turn so you can see it's all in its beauty right here. That is absolutely phenomenal. Trailhead closes at 6 o'clock, so we've got plenty of time to enjoy it, and we're gonna start heading back now. Thanks for being with me today, and if we see anything that pops up that's interesting, we will absolutely capture it and show you. But for now, see you on the next trail.